you really ever thought of that? I mean, let's break down the human being, right? You have a body, you have a soul, you have a spirit. But are you any of these three? You certainly are not your body because you have a body. You certainly are not your spirit because you have a spirit. You certainly are not your soul, or most people don't know, your mind. Anything you have can definitely never be you because you have it, you possess it. In the midst of all these three, you should be somewhere. I think it's time you meet who you really are. That's why I want to invite you to my I Am program that literally introduce you to yourself for the first time. Send me a message today. Let me book you up to the I Am program. I mean, you don't got to be here. We do it online. I can't wait to see you in class. Who are you? I seem to be bombarded with a lot of questions from the Bible. I don't know why Nana is doing this. But there's the next one. He asked a question that, wait a minute. This God of the universe, or the Bible, created all the animals before creating man. And when he got to man, he could only create a male version of the man and could not create a female version of the man. Okay. How come he was able to create the female versions of the animals and didn't just create the male versions of animals alone so that he could take from the animals rape and make the women? But when he came to man, he could only create the male version and couldn't create the female version. And he's asking, if the Bible says that the snakes were walking before and they lost their legs at after the curse. So the question now comes, were the worms also walking? Because the worms literally cross on the ground like a snake. So were the worms also walking and they lost it, or what? And now you're saying that you have a room, a chamber and hall, right? So your wife and kids are in the chamber and you are in the hall. And the snake appears to the hall, to the sitting room or living area. Are you going to let the snake bypass you and get to your wife and children, or get to the children and attack them? Or you as a father, you prevent the snake from going through the hall to even. So if the God of the Bible knows the future, when he was creating the devil, did the God of the Bible not know that in the future the devil will rise against him or not? I go. Children from Kwame Papa, the other was the child son.
Oh, Shrampo Yami. That's how I am out.
If you feel that since you started giving to the altar, your life has become a mess, you stop. Don't keep on. I don't feel the lazy God. I'm glad as I'm going through this journey, that journey, protect my house, protect me, protect my household, protect. That we offer up our blood sacrifice. You connect our blood sacrifice. Guys, listen, welcome to an amazing set. I don't know what to expect yet, but I'm excited because this is home, this is family. This is one of my brothers and one of our high priests that has been in the background for a long time. I haven't really brought him up yet because you guys are going to meet him more when you come to the community, when you come to the Wellness Center. So his name is Agyei, and he's also a Monday born. Yeah, listen, Mondays, I'm not even being funny. He's a Monday born and he's an amazing brother. And we decided to pay him a visit today. I've known him for a while now, never been to his place. Today I decided to come up. I didn't come alone. You've seen the family with me. So I'm not going to talk much. Nana is going to do some rituals to ask the gods for permissions, and permissions have been done already, but as we're here, we're going to ask permissions to continue going deeper, and he's going to open up certain things, and of course you got to have permission. So I'm not going to say much. I'm going to watch Nana do what he does best, and I'll ask questions as we go along. So after cleansing the fowl, then you let it drink to quench every thirst. Okay. This, if you're gonna use the chicken for sacrifice or giving it to the gods. So that's what Nana is saying. If you want to offer this fowl chicken to the gods and ask them for a particular reason, maybe somebody came to pursue you, or somebody raised a curse at you or said something negative at you, and you want to reverse it, what you do is that you hold it with your left feet, and you hold the beak with your right hand, and then you speak to the ears, whatever evil the person has said, and you're about to reverse it. And you, if it's the alternative, if you're speaking positivity or you're seeking for goodness or wellness for you, then you exchange it. So now the feet comes to your right hand, you hold the beak with your left hand, and you're speaking to the ears, whatever it is you are requesting for or asking for, then before you offer the sacrifice. So I'm literally come to speak into the ears for the wellness of you, me, everybody in the community. You get what I'm saying? So of course you're not going to hear what I'm saying, but so I've said what I had to say. Positivity, I've said it. So now it's left with take it to the next. I mean, also the part of 7 higher line. A warrior. Executioner.
If it case of say, Obi Baha, they be a baby born in one. What is a baby born in one, only you which may be a one. Ibana one honey. As a Suma, we know. What she said, any paddle or bow show. Yeah, Obi Janata said here, light and I be a found. Aha. And if we know, na mamma no. On our guide is 7 rivers. Until you did, we know. A man. No, so much
So I asked Nana, because I saw him spread 7 lines of powder. So I was asking him what the 7 lines of powder is. And he's explaining to me it's a ritual you offer to this particular being. And as you can see, there are other 7 lines of powder line up here with gunpowder at the tip. What it means is that it's a god of protection, and is also an executioner. So if anybody is pursuing you with negativity or evil thought, whatever it is, if you are trying to approach any member of this community or this family or this village, what happens is that this particular being, deity, is a river goddess of 7 rivers. She guides 7 rivers. Yeah. And what she does is that she will arrest you. It's just like, you know, when somebody gets tased, or when they use taser on somebody. Yeah. So that's basically what's going to happen. But of course, it's not a taser; it's a spiritual arrest. So this being is going to arrest you. Can kill, but wouldn't kill, because Nana doesn't kill. And just make sure you, whatever it is that you have in mind, will not progress and will not move to the next level. So this being will literally arrest you and cause you to stay still to whatever it is found out, and then of course you will confess, then we forgive you. So that's literally what's going to happen.
It means we so you need one grow. What I say nemera ubeti we diso oro mpe boni say we plan evil against will be a blani panan kan. So what I say obi ye boni tiawa ono obedi asem no e say udi bem aye so come out enti we no yemfani din ni akọ. I feel what I say.
So I'm saying you know the, should I say the porcupine?
Yeah. Yes.
The porcupine. It has there. It's I don't know how to say it, but there. Should we call it pins or spears or something? It injects from its body, right?
Yeah,
so what happens is that because of these protective shields that is around the animal, it's almost impossible for you to grab it. But the minute you try to grab it, it will just spear out and it will injure you. So what literally means is that this particular being is you cannot touch it, you cannot grab it, you cannot hold it, and is a god of justice and is constantly seeking justice. So when your case is brought before her, she'll make sure that if you are not guilty, she will make sure she defends you, protects you, and ensure that whatever it is that needs to be done to bring the truth out will be done on your behalf. So she doesn't like evil. She doesn't like you to have negativity, negative thoughts, have evil towards anybody. Your heart has to always be pure and clean, and your energies always have to be pure. If you have a negative energy and you come to such a being, in fact, whatever it is you came with would reverse and come on you. That's basically what Nana is saying.
That you know, say in case of Sabia. You may be any pan a part. We know how. Uncle can't change as soon as he be doing some scap. Eddie a coto baby, Namadia Bayana me coto oil. There be Sanya man in count. The Nipan Bayan say, Obe Paco. No a passion up. Now, or the Abijana. Ned, you may dear croppers with demand on. Or Bonaman, yeah. No one catch and says, I do have a person or your mamma. So to me, your mammy. Memo will say. So what I say. And Memo will say, no, near money be a 2 weeks, and now 1 week, near body it not all. Now you the sacrifice, now man. Just a human or quiet.
So when you come to this deity, I feel uncomfortable not knowing the name, but I know it's a reason. When you come to this being, what happens is that whatever it is that you came with to ask for, it's not one of those that you come and they tell you that bring this money, bring that money, bring this. They literally give you a price. That's not what it is. You only come with a schnapp and a chicken as your sacrifice or a gift offering to this being, and whatever reasons why you came with, you give to this powerful being, and you tell her what you want her to do for you. So to make it effective, you actually she or Nana or whoever it is will actually give you a date. So let's say they're going to say 2 weeks, in 3 weeks, in a month. According to the date, you might say that, okay, when I'm done, or when this thing is done, or when I see the testimony of whatever it is I came with, this will be the particular offering I will bring back to say Thanksgiving. So this is like a knock-in to ask a permission or a request. Then after that, you come back and come and give your thanks after it is done. So it means that if it's not done, whatever you came with, if you don't see any results, you have no Thanksgiving to come and give anybody. Then let's just say the Obekayans and Yejuma, and here's what Baba does. So when you go somewhere to do any ritual, whatever it is, and it doesn't work, you are not obliged to go back and give thanks. But I know go for the poor be say I saw bedas one bedas here. I didn't quite engage when I say bedas. And then Colessa. Probably I say spirituality. Akoko we. All the neighbor ritual. Say father here original. Or abluchly. Ebia o me fa. O me fa unko abluchly no. Unless say why a consultation. I will say father we o me fa no say bia onu ani a. Wo na wo ne ba no wa so na ne nua ba no wa so o me fa no. Ebia nya busuan na de no ko ye. Ti asem ni ye. Anya busuan
abusua na de ko won wa de titin ne mo wirem e ko ya wontimi nkɔhye na duro so say omna mefa we be unless say onyamoa bi firi abusua nim ana ono ko ye no wayi nani say wonya de ommoa obi a ene okoye a le bia wo so wo mefa wo ebebusa asese a no nipa no sika wo no ho ye obetim de abefa wo omo say ai sika wo ho obetim de abefa wo de a me wo se me hye ne be 2 weeks no obefa no e de ko ye be ye adwuma wo de sika ni nyina beba but se wo no wanyamoa bi amfiri abusua nim ono a na koye ne hard work nya sika no untimi hye ne se o mefa wo ne mmom ye kwesere se ananom nya omobo se wo fa no onya sika o ma bi nto aduane ni ana e kana koma o mefa wo the difference between no even we be kura na de wo ka e so ubusa hu say ye no kura say nipa na emprem sika wo no ho ana because bi ono so de obi ka to obi ka na kofa akukwa na betwa na ntwie kura say obi de meka won tuama me won timi ntuama because ono sa atam no oni sika wo no ho obetimi atua unless say wanya sika no enti bi a wo kwa ye no na ye bosom no enkasa ebekasa ekasa true papa yi e process no na de wo mu no aka kire wo dwarf no nyesa dwarf de o command o mo na beka o masem se bi obi koto nyenya we ya 1 cedi a 1 cedi okoto we ya 2 cedi a 2 cedi tuti ho aka pre onya bi
my main car and no face because I said so I had to literally stop Nana in his tracks so that I could translate what has been said. So I asked the question that the enemy is technically it's not necessary for you to come back and give thanks if whatever it is that wasn't successful. And then I was trying to explain that let's take for example, if you are in Ghana, you have an uncle in the States or Germany or Switzerland or China, wherever it is, and you want your uncle to come back and take you to where he is for greener pastures, whatever reason why you want to travel. When you come to Nana and say that this is my case, I want my uncle to come and take me away, Nana will first make enquiries to find out who helped that uncle travel. Let's say that uncle didn't get help from the family. That uncle had to go through stowaways and walk through the deserts of Libya and go through all these tussle to make his way to the States or wherever it is. Your uncle is not obliged to come and pick anybody. And when you come to the gods, none of the gods would pursue the uncle to come and pick you because nobody from the family helped him get to where he is. And I'm thinking this is not just about travel, this is about business, this is about whatever it is. If your uncle is in a position and you go to a god to say that my uncle is not doing this, so I want the god to punish my uncle, whatever it is, it's not going to work because no family member helped the uncle. But if a family member helped the uncle for the uncle to get to where he is, or brother, mother, father, whatever it is, then they can inquire. Also, they would ask the question, is the person capable of assisting you? Is a person capable of helping you? If the person is capable, then we consider, okay, within 2 weeks, we are asking the uncle to come and help you. Then the God will actually move on your behalf. But if the person is not capable, then we cannot have that conversation. Or let's even say somebody owes you money. You cannot take the person to a god and just say, kill the person or let the person bring my money. What if the person also owes somebody money? Or what if the person is also locked up somewhere? So most of these things, when you come, the first thing that is done is that enquiries are made. So the gods, Nana will make enquiries to find out what is exactly the issue, what is going on, why this delay, why that delay. Then after these enquiries are made, then now the directions will be given as to what to do. And then I went ahead to say that the gods don't speak. You know the gods don't speak. They always like to speak through somebody. So let's say, for example, the gods will want to speak through elder, right? But when we come to the dwarves will show up and speak themselves. They will say what needs to be said. They will tell you exactly what needs to be heard. And then I was going into the fact that when you are with the dwarves, when the dwarves show up, they will only tell you exactly what is needed for that particular ritual. So you can be with the dwarves and be broke, but you are still a priest. And hence, people don't understand why some priests don't have money. Because when you come to them and they ask for the ritual, the money is not actually coming to them. There are those who have money, but when you go for the rituals, the money does not go to the gods or the dwarves. The money comes to them. So they decide what to do with your money. But when you go to the genuine ones, the money does not go to them. So you can see a priest walking, sitting somewhere and might not place value on the person, probably because the person's under a tent. That's not how it works. It means that the person is literally giving whatever it is you bring to them to the beings that he's working with. And I want to do it.
You the difference between comfort and dusini. Memenya comfort. Men common. Mendia commundi. Because Bibi neighbor will be moved. And I can I no. Okay. The major what I say. I come Crano, Sumayan, who are there or your brain. Obo watch 7 minutes. So when Pia and your mother by you, we in our body liberty pains and ubit me. But Neddy ubit him come 1 hour. What I say? Ubit him come 1 hour. Was welcome and oh. Until Remono or more the any different from others. You do consultation as well. We read this almost year there. I am Mojuma. And to be a miniac to any number be Mahuno, so problem be. Essence come a friend catch and as mercy. Copa have baby, Fako Jale. Obekancha will say, or so for be a bit of cotton and on 10 oil or one board into Habana or can on penno. And a born yet. Anna Yanua, oh no, bambo dada, a be up a so near being a bambo. Now a bah, no catch as mercy, who business now, Woyan. Be a to Akoko, a be a to Gain. Now me find a sacrifice in a day. A mount, a bit me ama, a human move. Oh, yes, I the animal per se 3 days in a year, Juma. Spirituality and work, sir. What perform you trying to know? Spirit in the bay, a human, a dependent walk. The would do nip a Diana was I so. Never said.
So I asked Nana about, I told Nana to pick up where he landed, and then he brought up the subject of being a herbalist and being comfort. I don't want to use fetish priest. I'm trying to. So comfort is literally a prophet. That's being honest. It's a prophet, but in our setting, we call lack of a better word, the white people termed it fetish priest, but I don't want to use that word. But it's basically the prophet in the church. So Nana is saying there's a difference between the herbalist and the fetish priest, because the fact is that there's no God that should possess anybody at more than 7 minutes. Very rare incidents, that is when you find it go longer than 7 minutes, because when the God comes to possess you for 7 minutes, by the end of the 7 minutes, you realize that your body is in so much pain, because once the God possesses you, the God can do anything with your body. So what you realize is that you can be hidden. That is why I don't allow Nana Hofer to do that. I'm always stopping that, right? When the God possesses you, what happens is that your body can do anything. You can even throw yourself into a fire. But when you wake up and the God goes, now you begin to feel the pain. So he is not a comfort. You guys understand the word comfort by now. He's not a comfort. He's a herbalist, because he doesn't believe in that, in the sense that when he sees a brother on the street and the brother, he sees that there's something wrong with the brother, he can literally ask the brother that, you know what, let me give you this herb, and then let this herb do certain works for you. But what happens is that the brother will say, oh, I have a pastor I go to, I have a church I go to this church, I'm going to buy anointing oil, I don't believe in this. But maybe the person didn't even have to spend that money in the church. All the person needed was just herbs to bath, and whatever it is will be reverted, right? Sometimes you can come to the priest and the priest will say, you know what, maybe your business, whatever it is not succeeded. So the priest is going to do a few sacrifices for you for it to build up. Now, when you come, you would begin to expect, you first of all, you come in with expectations. I told you guys, nobody should ever do anything with expectations. You come with expectations, and you expect that whatever ritual of sacrifice the priest is going to do for you should manifest in 3 days. It doesn't work like that in spirituality, according to Nana. What happens is that after you've done the rituals, now everything is dependent on you, the individual, what you do with your life, the kind of life you live, whether you are a clean person or unclean person, whether you're a negative person or a very positive person, whether you are even thinking, okay, this man, when this money comes, I'm going to chase these women, I'm going to buy this car, I'm going to. If you go into spirituality, such mindset or mentality, trust me, you will not get anything. And then now you'll be frustrated and come and blame the priest. Imagine you trying to get a promotion, you come to Nana does the rituals for you. But in your intent, I can't wait to be the CEO. I can't wait to be the boss. So I can show them. When you do things like that, the God will not respond to you. It doesn't mean Nana didn't do the job. It doesn't mean the rituals wasn't powerful. It simply means is that your personal character, your human being, your I am self is in a very negative sense, and then you have to work on yourself so that you would be in alignment with the priest. And I say, nipa now wo ba be yedru no so wo bra na ntini a edru na ntumi ye
enye ukotwa ponkwa na nantwie kura enye
ye
enweke
okay nti so bi basa na oba be yesa adita yen kan kire no so okay unia abra bonye kono kosisa wa abra bansa wa abra
mo problem wo ba oya rituals ni nyina wi anya da abama ni bibi so mfa nko cleansing no through cleansing no ene na de e ma ne hwehwe ne nsa be de ebeka
the cleansing ye adwuma pa
ene be ma ne nsa betimi aka because cleansing ene ekoyi ade bi anya woni padua ne bia de afiri ho obi oho ba be gina so opa adwuma mo a enso no obokro no anajo what you say obi oho ba be gina se opa ebi asabi ni sika asem nye na nanu ma ni sika nyina na enso no wono wote ho no o ton ade a ye obi bi te se empemanim ya kan say
o ton ade 5 cities and why any 10 cities
it has any sense o be kan say
inflated prices
eno no boni kese pa eto so miensa o African spirituality no
meba so no meba because I didn't know about them to say a coho. So I asked her something, right? But I want to fast forward and come to this particular thing. Nana is saying you can come and inquire or want something to be done for you, but maybe you are a thief in the night. Maybe you keep stacking up prices, you keep adding prices, you go and buy something for 1 city, you come and sell it for 10 cities, 20 cities. So that is literally a third sin in our spirituality. That's when we rank the sins. The first major sin you should never do, the second thing you should never do, the third thing you should never do. The third is literally don't stock up prices, don't inflate prices, don't add. And this is why most of Ghanaians are suffering, from our politicians to whoever it is. We keep adding figures, we keep adding numbers. That is the third. Okay, Nana, Bonia trust me in supplying here when spirituality. Second,
you will be maybe body in every so. First, the dinka abortion.
The first thing you shouldn't do in spirituality is abortion.
Send a kurano, and aboni kurano. As you will be a welcome nipa.
So, when you commit abortion, you are worse than a murderer in the dimensions or before the God. You listen. Imagine you killing people, them giving you capital punishment or life imprisonment. In the sight of God, in the sight of the gods or the powers that be, when you commit abortion, it's horrible. It's worse than that.
The man about said, "Ketwana, we know reincarnation can take place." Oh, and reincarnation souls no. Unso mo pere. So wo be wo a. Aye, te se wo mo ko. Nti do betimi agbawura akora no. E na ma wo sumpre kope. So
Nana literally confirmed what I've been telling you guys all this while, that the I am self comes at birth. It does not come before birth, it does not come in the womb, it comes at birth. So during pregnancy, the souls, the cra, a lot of cras are competing who to possess the body that is coming out. So if one finally enters the body, and that is like being electrocuted, the child goes through that shock and then the cries come out. That's when the cry actually enters the body. So Nana to us, a cry no be say no more.
Cry no be say no we are fina oba ni pratibium. Enti wono no So we live from day 1 to 20 years. Waba we as we muda. Waba be who papa ne bone. So what you say? And now we were taking a life. We could now or commit other boni bi or
Hey.
but when you genuine so one give will be a baby other. And imagine says a coup for a nation in and I all saying in San Juan and Kaku for Ramanama into this way.
So imagine the mother of the current sitting president, Kufuor, decided to abort him. You've impeded a whole generation. You've distorted a whole generation, a whole thing that's supposed to happen in this dimension. At least, if the child comes into this dimension at least for a year, 2 years, 20 years, 30 years, at least that crack can go back and say, oh, I went to Earth, I tasted the life, I experienced the life, this is how it is, this is how. But when you deny that being from coming into this dimension, then you are doing a horrible thing in the sense that now it's not just that being, but all those on the other side have seen what you've done.
Ever so be dear woman. You go say, oh, to us 3 times. Or no, no offer. Be our spiritualist and we bet you make a have baby a boom. Now I shit into powder, black wine. Now what tear for here. The woman to what tear and what they are shame. So we sample a view. Tiba walk around Babano, who's a Sama.
Oh, the way we know. So the year the way we know. Oh,
the owner make a nipper be the boy say about one. Now Sama can add the 2 o'clock on that.
Nana, who back, who can't pass and miss who. When any bet marks and Kofukran,
Nipper more now one. Who also swap or buy and never one hundred. Or quote him.
So Nana is saying that, let's say you always miscarry. You have your first child, you miscarry. Second, you miscarry. Third, you miscarry. You might have an elder in the house that would say that, you know what, I've noticed that the children that comes through your womb does not stay. Let me prepare this particular herbs for you. So we'll prepare the herbs, bend the herbs, and cut you what the herbs call motto. So they'll prepare the herb, they will cut the dead child and put the herb in there and speak over it that when you go, come back again. When a child comes back to this dimension, you literally see the mark exactly where it was left. So I was like, wait a minute, Nana, is this why some people come into this world with birth marks, certain marks? And he's saying that some come with their original marks, but others also is because of these things. That is why they come back into this dimension with a baby. So marks in this way.
The quantity of the marks, no? Obi oha enya marks e yetwa bu ana da nafuru. And I will be a river god. Omutimi the same mark no. Atuni pano. The man basa the mark of protection. The man basa and say obi oha na
odin marks in a mark of protection.
Odin suoni. Insuo because odin suoni. Or because of for to biscuit. Toffee near the no the gun suo no the bomb pie. The time goes on now yes hard and one. Reincarnation bar. Sir, the spirit of the river, no, every man mark for protection. For Sir Papa, no, now we know, and I be out to me, but Papa, as soon we ask a see a poor nipple, a dinkai. Papa, a dinkai, and is a woman young Pedro near
now, one minute now, Saboteur. You didn't take me. Okay, so he's explaining about the marks, right? And he's saying that with the marks, what happens is that majority of water babies actually come with marks. It's simply for protection.
No water babies. What are any babies?
The powers of the rivers.
Insure, make out water baby. Obia, I say insure ne edinama.
Insure money pa.
Okay. So I'm almost committing an offense because I'm saying that. So what he said, actually, let me explain it. What he said is that maybe somebody was on the face of the earth and was constantly cleaning the water, protecting the water, giving gifts to the river gods. So what happens is that when a person dies, or when a person dies or move on, is about to be reincarnated, that particular god remembers what a person did here on earth. So that god would give a mark to to that being that is coming back. And it's going to be a mark of protection. This is where most people's birthmarks is coming from. They did something here before coming back. And now when they come back, they give them this. It can be, I'm definitely sure it can be even an air element giving a mark to that particular baby. An earth element giving a fire element giving a mark to that particular baby. You see, in your mamba.
The person say, any baby is so bad.
It's never true. And you know,
Ever.
never. Be a catcher will be a boy.
So be and things your mumba.
No.
A pum.
Or mono, or mumma, set or bassy will be one. It cannot happen.
With a bad saying, a bilim in them why I say, who feels you are saying.
The man a bass and ye. If you are not a baby, with my using the
brother,
Mama, come.
Okay, come, Mimi, come.
If I say my mean, I'll bag also a pepper. So what I say. And you want more pepper. May medical secret consultation. Me money. Quite a fast will be at the Korea air ham. Obi or Usano, no, you should be a herbs. Eddie, you say. Na ama na wode na no abi what you say enti no me nim helps am keka bom a metimi di ama no ano ya emphasize spirituality yeni yo ba me use no saa de ma no a untimi ngi ni sika dodo to be ka kire wo say nya de so obetimi ya wo ade so ko sere ba ma ti de me chiro no ye ba na nya ono sere wo ko sere ma wo no de amamre twawe ye we nya na ma wo ba no ba helps na wo take in and ma awode ana no no a repair we de awode ana ma no no ye de akatua bo bo ne na yida ya bo nsunsu na bi ana awode ana no bi bi wo so na no aye de nti aduro na wo be use no ana be quality photo wa awode ana no bia na ni parent mi awo no obi o ha onwo da bi kura wa wo na atwa enti ne bi ono oni ni kunu no hu nsuo no for say awo nsuo na hodin ni ma akwa na be otimi yarefo
na meba akwa na be otimi yarefo so we're still talking about water babies because it's popularly known in our spirituality that people are giving birth, so we have things like praba, we have things, all these things. It's popularly known. So I'm like, no, what are you saying? Like, nobody comes from the sea, the rivers, and nothing. He's like, nah, it doesn't happen. So we use Mimi for example. Like, let's say Mimi comes and Mimi wants a child. Do you want a child? Let's say Mimi wants a child, right? So Mimi comes to Nana and Nana, I want a child. So Nana will do a secret consultation to find out what is actually wrong with Mimi. So what Nana, after Nana's consultation, Nana will now come out and knowing very well exactly what is wrong with Mimi, will come and do certain mixture of herbs. We'll come and do mixture of herbs with it. So that
and will be a heart, maybe a cassette here will be.
Now, my make away anyway.
Okay, come here.
So, Mimi will literally come and then Nana will do this ritual for Mimi. But Nana knowing very well that if I give just the herbs to Mimi and let Mimi go, Mimi will not pay me a lot of money. Mimi will look at me like, oh, but that's easy, that's just herbs. So Nana will intend to say that, you know what? You are not designed to give birth. So this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to go to the rivers or to the gods or to the water bodies and ask them for a child for you. So when you hear that, you would literally now pay a lot of money because you are hearing that, oh, they're going to inquire and pick a child from the dimension for you. It sounds so complicated, but it just helps. So what is happening is that when it comes to these things, when the night inquires and find out that it has nothing to do with spirituality, this is just maybe your womb is weak, the mouth of the womb is weak, maybe the water in your womb is weak, maybe there's a condition going on. So the herbs that he's preparing for you is what is literally going to restore your womb and heal your womb and allow you to give birth again. there's not, when it's in a situation like this, it has nothing to do with spirituality. But there are spiritual reasons why some people might not also give birth, and that is what we're about to listen.
For say or challenge yard no maybe a hunhum no omato na wodi ti se yato na wodi em sa na hunhum ne yatwa na wo na na mamenka ne ti ase yatwa na wo a na oba e bia nsuo ta na ho an sa nsuo pra ha obetimi a che nsuo no bi mu adwene ana koto na de ama ne se fa koye nkwa bi obewo enya se koto no bom ena de ba to yamu ba koto na o chiro no enye koto a ye normally ye hunu se koto no e spiritual being na omo ye river gods no bi ehommoa to o chene ma na wodi wura ni padua na any demonic idea possess will be an SPP ko what you say you are being possessed with different type of spirit be me and na enema awo no enya adwuma no enti se wo de nsuo no na bibisa ahaba bi a wo de be kan nsuo no ma ye nkonya bi ma se o diko dware diko nom diko yese ya normal rubetima we sa but no omo wa de bi wo ha omo timma wo sign nsuo no bi wo ha obetimi ama wo sign e bi a white yi bi obo nse eda ha na se ne ba no ba na chele nyo na ona ma ne ba se wono na ama wo ba to ye mo enye yesa obetimi ya wo on le se be ma no oba kushiada ansa na nipa timi yawo anu amamu a entimi yeye.
So Nana is saying that we have situation where there's spiritual impediments to why certain people don't give birth. For example, you see that this is a holy grounds, you see everything happening here, then what you do is that because you say you don't believe it and you want to challenge it, you literally come here and come and urinate or spit on it or insult it or speak it. When the God sees that you are disrespecting them, what they will do, they will lock up your womb. So maybe years to come you marry, you now want children, you've forgotten what you did. You go to the priest, let's say Tano, and Tano would, the priest of Tano would also of course make inquiries and realize that it's because of that and that and that you did, that is why your womb is closed now. But he won't tell you, but he knows, but he won't tell you. So he would now make certain rituals and give you maybe a mad fish from the river or a crab, something from the river for you, and tell you that go and prepare soup with this and you have the child. What is actually happening is that it's not just an ordinary crab, it's not just an ordinary mad fish, it's actually a being, one of the children of the river deity that you are fetching that particular fish from. So when you take this, that being that you've taken, it has the power to now combat and expel all the other energies, all the other gods, all the other possessed spirit that has possessed you out of your system, so that now you can conceive. Sometimes these babies have certain signs. You see that there's a white gray here, you see there's a particular mark around you, and that God is literally saying that I helped your mother for your mother to be able to bring out the child. But what we are told in our tradition is that you belong to that God, and that God gave birth to you. Nana is saying that is impossible. The only how a man and a woman can, the only how a child can come into this dimension is when a man and a woman come together and get the woman impregnated. This brings my mind to this thing that most of us know. The whole Jesus story is bogus. There's no way any spirit is come to impregnate anybody for them to have a child. If you want to get somebody impregnated, it has to be a man and a woman to bring you into this world.